let's talk about pricing in the paranormal industry. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Florio. Welcome to the channel or welcome back to the channel. Either way, it's good to have you here. Welcome to this supplemental video. This is an add-on video that goes into some more detail about the Warren's house and the haunted attraction that it's become. I originally was going to put this in my recent video that I did about the Smurls and the Conjuring movie and everything, and we talked with Stevie, but the video was getting very long and I felt like I talked about this topic for far too long for it to be within that video too, because we're jumping around to so many topics. So I decided, you know what, no, this needs to be its own video. I'm releasing it not too long after the Conjuring big video that I just did with Stevie, so that you guys have access to this information as well. Anyway, long intro short, let's just get started into this supplemental video discussing pricing in the paranormal industry, especially around the Warren's house, because I have a lot to say. That being said, to preface this, as you know, I discussed it as well in my Jason Hawes video about the Conjuring house and the auction and stuff. Some people mentioned, oh, you know, other places overcharged too. I'm like, yeah, but this whole point that we're trying to get at. First of all, yes, everyone's overcharging. What the Conjuring house did that was a really big deal was sort of about charging extra depending on how much content you're making. And Jacqueline started doing that, then started tacking on. So if there was like 2 YouTube channels in there, then she charged you each a fee. And as well, then she had to review the videos, which to review it for accuracy or whatever. But this is the whole thing. I know there's a few other locations that might do something like this. I just know that it was more publicized when Jacqueline kind of took over because it seemed like she was nickel diming everything. So I feel like Elton is just copying Jacqueline's prices. Him and Matt wanted to buy the Conjuring house in the first place, and they were just going to keep the same pricing model and say, oh, well, Jacqueline did it before. And the biggest thing with all this, though, is that they're really trying to control the narrative. So you're not allowed to live stream there. You have to get permission. Chances are they need someone to shadow you so that you don't deviate from the lore that they've created. Not Elton, but like the Warrens. And then on top of that, they're telling you that they're going to review your video for accuracy. And that's a whole ridiculous thing. They want you to like stick to the fact sheet and all the other stuff. They're like, we'll give you all the information. You use what we give you, which is part of the whole issue right now, is that all these location owners are the ones that are feeding all the info to all these YouTube ghost hunters. And they're not doing independent research. They're just inputting whatever the location owner says. And if this is what we have to do to put a light, if all the location owners are saying you can only make a video if you only put in what I tell you and you aren't allowed to do any outside research, if that is literally what every location is doing, then we need to actually put a light on this and do something about it. Everyone needs to speak up, because it's a lot of perpetuating incorrect information, historically inaccurate information as well. And when these people have audiences of 10, 15, 20 million people that follow their channel, it's just spreading further misinformation and disinformation. I'd be happy to do a separate video on this. If you guys know of other locations that are pushing this narrative that you have to use their information and their facts and you can't deviate away from what they tell you, leave a comment below and let me know, or reach out to me privately if you don't want to blast anyone publicly, because I would like to do a video about this. If there's more than just the Conjuring house, the Warren's house, they're being like this draconian with it, I would like to feature all the locations that are doing it, and let's spread the word, because it's ridiculous that if this is what's happening and this is why everything's so historically inaccurate, because all the debunks that I've been doing on people that do ghost hunts, it's all history debunks. And if this is why, then okay, then maybe it's not the fault of the YouTuber. Maybe it's the fault of other location owners. And now we have a problem here. And this problem, it needs to have some light on it. Sorry, side rant. Now let's get into the recording I did when I kind of reviewed Elton and Matt's like pricing structure and their whole business thing and everything. So let's take a look at this. As I was going through and collecting clips for said movie and things that we were discussing and things going on with Elton and the house and everything, I came across him trying to justify the insane price tag on this little haunted house attraction. So I just kind of wanted to film this as a separate video and sort of talk about the realities of him and what he's saying, because like he's trying to downplay the complete money grab. So let's take a look at what he has to say.
And around 700 and I don't know what that is, 43 more items at least that are in there. So if you want to go to the website, you can read it all through. I just want to say this. right now, though. Because I've had to deal with some people spreading misinformation, and it's very, 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 very frustrating for us because then we have to combat it. The overnight stay is not $2,000 per person. It's not. That's insane. That's just a wild thing to say. Please, that's not it. What it is, though, it is $2,000 per night to stay.
None of us have been saying it's $2,000 per person. I'm assuming you're referring to debunkers and other people that are talking about how insane this price is. I have been since made aware, and I talk about it in my Jason Hawes video before this one, that J-Carts apparently released a video saying, because he heard it was $2,000 a person, but he was corrected, then he removed the video. I think that's the only misunderstanding, honestly, that I've heard. Everyone else, it's been the $2,000 a night. Also, I just want you to notice how a little bit manic Elton seems, a flailing of the arms and everything, really upset over this misunderstanding of the prices. And then he also went off on Jason in the comment section of somebody else's video, which I talk about in my last video that was about Jason Hawes. I'll link it. And just kind of notice this, because I'm noticing that he is getting very oversensitive to people critiquing this stuff. And the thing is, you're going to have to accept criticism, and you're going to need to accept feedback from your clients. If you don't accept any of this, there's only so many whales that'll come in and pay for all the stuff and do all the things you want. Eventually, you're going to need to actually work for the general public, make a plan to work for the general public, and not just all these rich YouTubers. The $2,000 per person, we were saying $2,000 a night up to 8 people. And their excuse is, well, you can split it amongst 8 people. Who the hell has 8 people that they're going to split it with? If you just wanted to go spend the night at this house and experience this, do you have 8 people who are willing to split $2,000 and travel to Connecticut to stay at this house? $2,000 is an insane price. He's trying to act like it's not because it's split amongst 8 people. No, it is. And he can't do group tours where you can just pay for a spot in the group, because that is not allowed under the municipality rules, because this is still a residential. All they can do is rent it as an Airbnb. They can't run it as a business, unlike Jacqueline Nunez, who could run the Conjuring House as a business during the day. So him trying to justify the $2,000 is insane. On top of that, too, you have to pay extra if you're going to make content, and you're paying extra based on how many minutes you have, too. But let's listen to what else he gives you for $2,000, because there's things like free toothbrushes. So that's totally worth $2,000. Let's kick you in the back.
Stay here for the entire house, up to 8 people. So if there's 8 of you, the math on that is $250 a person. Your check-in time is 5:30 in the afternoon. Your checkout time is 1:30 the next afternoon, so 20 hours.
Also, he says that you get the place for 20 hours. You don't get the artifacts for 20 hours. He'll tell you shortly that you only get them for a short amount of time.
You will get everything you need when you come here. There'll be a host that will check you in, give you the security process, show you where all the beds are, the amenities. We're providing I just ordered 1,000 toothbrushes today.
And wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
And 500 tubes of toothpaste and water and sodas and snacks. And you get all the paranormal investigation equipment. You get all the towels. Don't forget to bring a towel.
Okay, I'll stop now.
It's a traditional hotel, Airbnb amenities that you get. And then additionally, you get my entire paranormal investigation kit, which when I offered that, I didn't really think about what I'm going to do when we go on ghost hunt again. So I didn't really factor that in. So when we go on ghost hunt again, I'll probably have to borrow gear from other paranormal investigator friends. But you're getting everything I've ever used in any of my videos ever. And the kit's worth $25,000. Yes.
They're going to use the DR60?
Yep. This DR60 right here will be left for them to use. There's actually 2.
Yay, you get to use equipment that causes false positive. DR60, which is heavily debunked, causes false positives all the time. Also, if you have $2,000 to spend on one night at a location, you probably own all this equipment anyway, and you don't need to borrow his equipment. This isn't a perk, because people who can afford to stay there already own this equipment. Let's be real. Come on.
2 of them. So I'll leave one out, and then I'll have another one just in case. I'll have doubles in case someone breaks something. I don't want the next person to show up to not be able to use it.
This guy in the back, he seems like such a yes man. I don't know much about him. You can tell this guy's an employee.
So I'm going to have doubles of everything here. Accidents happen. Also providing cameras, night vision cameras. Obviously, everyone can film with their phone, but I will provide night vision cameras. I'll also provide body cameras that can record for 8 hours straight. You just set them up on their full night vision. You get all of that as well. And then again, you get 4 hours of access in the museum with supervision from one of the Nesper veteran members that will be here. You get that from 9:30 to 1:30 in the morning, and then the rest of the house is yours until check-in.
So you get 4 hours in the museum, 9:30 p.m. to 1:30 in the morning. And hold on, I have a little clip I need to play you about that. So first of all, you don't get access to the artifacts the entire 20 hours. So $2,000? Come on. Now, let's take a look at this clip from Ed Warren, who explains the times that you're not supposed to be in the museum because it's unsafe.
In fact, this is not a building that you should be in after 9 o'clock at night. From 9 to 6 are the psychic hours. Many of the objects in this room here have had dire effects on people. People have been maimed, have been killed. People have wound up in mental institutions because of many of the things that are right in this building here.
So the exact time that Ed Warren said not to be in the museum is when you get access to the museum. And everyone's saying, oh, Elton, he's trying to respect the Warrens and their legacy and their wishes and how everything needs to be handled. But this is one of the rules that Ed has, yet you can't follow it. No, you can't do that because then people wouldn't be able to make cool videos to, like, and these people are just hypocritical is my point. It's all BS. It's all fake. But, like, it's just funny how they can't keep track of all the lies over the years.
Just want to get ahead of this. I know some people, obviously the price point seems extremely high. I've been doing this a really, really long time, and I've been to like 175 locations. And I take pride with making things as affordable as possible. And again, I understand that price point might seem high if you look at it like I'm one person or I'm two people. But as a comparison point, and I don't want to degrade any other locations, but I'll just give you a key case in point. Room B340 at Queen Mary. One room, 2 people max, is $550. Might be a little bit less, a little bit more. Just that one room.
But $550 for one room and for an investigation, which you don't have to pay them to post your videos, by the way, too. You don't have to sign an NDA and be threatened with legal action if you don't pay them and let them review your videos. Like, it's $550. That's way cheaper than your $2,000 a night plus your fee for anyone who wants to make content. It's not comparable, just at all. And reiterate, many people don't have 8 people that they can just go travel with, but many people have 1 or 2 that could pick up and travel. So that room that you tried to use as a comparison, that's affordable. What you're doing is not affordable. And you know what? Honestly, man, just own it. You're creating a business that's more boutique and a little bit more expensive. Just own the fact of it. And I think that's the only reason I even started recording this thing and got upset about his prices was because he's trying to act like this is something affordable and he's doing everyone a favor. And it's not. Just own the fact that you're charging a ton and quit trying to act like it's something that everyone can afford. You know why else I think this pisses me off? This is some out of touch millionaire crap. These guys are millionaires and they don't remember what it's like to have no money, if any of them even had no money growing up. This is the out of touch BS. It's just like Selena and Chris on their Can't Sleep podcast recently were like, there's no such thing as an ethical billionaire. Then they go on to talk about how high and mighty they are because they're not billionaires, but they're millionaires. They don't have a problem with money. Then I look at their Can't Sleep podcast today and they're complaining about free healthcare in Canada. And, oh, you know, it's way better when I pay for it privately. Yeah, but people don't have that money. Like, there's something wrong with y'all. You forget that people don't have the money that you have. Like, something stupid goes off in your head when you become a millionaire.
That are giving the entire place are in the same ballpark, and you can't even sleep there. They don't give you devices. They don't give you cameras. They don't give you toothbrushes. They don't give you towels. They don't give you veteran paranormal investigation.
Again, people that are spending $550 a night on the Queen Mary, they have their own equipment. Nobody needs to borrow your equipment. If it costs $2,000 a night to like stay there, they don't need access to your equipment. They have their own freaking equipment and toothbrushes and towels and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Yeah, you can't spend the night at a lot of these locations, and most people just kind of travel and they go there and then they travel back home. And people that are flying in, I mean, this would be a planned trip. A lot of people do it and then they go and visit friends. They go and, if they're content creators, they go and visit other content creators. Like, people have other places that they're staying all throughout too. So it's just insanity to compare it to that. You're essentially saying that for $1,500, you're getting a room to stay for the night. You can go stay at like I'm Canadian, Best Western for like $50, $75 or something for the night if it's like off season and during a weekday. Otherwise, it's like $100 a night. So 500 plus 100, that's still $650, not $2,000. Like, it's a huge price difference and just out of affordability for most people. All this attracts is all the rich, like, content creators who are already perpetuating the lies, and they don't care. They'll sign whatever, and they'll, like, make their video about whatever you want them to make it about. And they're not going to tell the truth about anything because they never debunk anything.
That know the history and can answer every single one of your questions about the home and the items and provide you guidance. Also, right here, what we're building, and I know this like seems crazy for me, the guy that kind of doesn't like take the spiritual protection as seriously as it comes off on camera, I'm turning this into a spiritual sanctuary. But this is all of the pavers that we've gotten for it. This is Lorraine's old chicken coop, and we decided to make it something that we think Lorraine would absolutely love. We will give you this space to go into before you go to the museum, and if anything does happen to you in the museum and you need a place to exit as a sanctuary, spiritual sanctuary, that's what this will be. So these are the types of things that we're doing here, irrelevant of the parking and the fencing and the security cameras and fixing the mold and the flooding and a lot of different things here. And we also have 2 full-time staff members as well. Just also, I know people have said, oh, comparing it to the Conjuring House. Conjuring House is also doing day tours. Like, we can't do that. Like, we have, the only thing we can possibly do is rent 1 time per day per group. That's it.
Elton, people are comparing you to the Conjuring House because you're copying her same stupid, like, payment structure about charging people for content creation. You're not getting compared to the Conjuring House in a good way. You're both greedy. That's the comparison that's going on.
You're not leaving at 10 in the morning so someone else can come through and tour. Again, I'm not trying to reference other locations because I could.
Damn, man. Just trying to throw shade on everyone, huh?
But just as a reference point, I don't know. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, it's hard because I know a lot of people just see that point and they go, oh my God, and they just jump to all these conclusions. But I personally believe that anyone that has gone on paranormal investigations and has been to a single location and they know how much they pay for how much time and what they get, and you reference it to this, I think everyone can agree that, Elton, you did a fucking great job.
First of all, I mentioned this in my Jason Hawes video. I'll repeat it again. Dude, you need to stop asking for praise from people about that stuff. You're not going to get it. On top of that, if a customer has a complaint, you need to be able to handle criticism. You need to be able to handle critiques about this stuff. And you are, I don't know, you seem to get really upset about this. Second of all, you're just perpetuating the issue. I used to do paranormal investigations back in the early days when like TAPS was first out, so like 2000, and it was a couple $100 to go to like a big, like well-known place. Otherwise, if it wasn't well-known, you just paid for, like, let's say your room in a hotel, or you paid $50 to go towards a historic society. The fact that all this stuff is costing thousands of dollars now, it's pricing out the people who are not rich and who want to actually do some serious paranormal investigations, and it's only allowing people who have money to come in and do it, and the ones who have money make videos and they fake evidence and they carry around DR60s and consider it accurate, even though it's been debunked. And people like you, Elton, as well, you've been told that certain things in the Warrens Museum have been debunked, and you deny that too. You're just perpetuating the issue here, and you can talk all you want. Yeah, your glazers in chat are going to say, oh, it's fine, it's fine. How many of those people, like not many, are going to be spending $2,000 a night? It's the paranormal community who actually goes out and does this work that are criticizing these prices. And yes, it's not just you, but that's the problem here, isn't it?
We've done everything we can to like keep all the costs low. We've negotiated our asses off with contractors to try and save as much money as we can, because the more money we can save, the lower we can get this. The staff that we've been able to get to help us manage this are all working well beyond, like, I feel like the amount of effort that I expect, which is appreciated. So yeah.
I was going to say, not, like you said, not single out locations, but how many locations have we been to where we're up till 5, 6 in the morning?
Yep.
And we go to sleep for a minute, and then they're like, cool, you got to go by 10 a.m.
Or the locations that you have to be out by 2 a.m. Yeah. I've had locations that have kicked us out at 10 p.m. where we could only be there from 6 to 10, and the sun is still...
Listen, I love that you patted yourself on the back there. You guys are just like, you're smelling your own farts at this point. You're trying to do mental gymnastics to convince yourself and everyone watching that this is a reasonable price point. We're going to take a look at the content fee structure in a minute too.
And it's just, there's so many layers to this, so I just wanted to like put that out there, and just please take the information from me. Take the information from the website. We did everything we can clearly possibly do to outline all that information, and just want you to know that. The other thing that I've seen some speculation about, sorry, I'm just covering this all now because I'd like to get ahead of it. We're going to investigate, but the one thing I'd like to cover now too is that there is a filming content creation kind of guideline that is in place here. And a lot of you, not a lot of you, there are probably just a few of you that are just little meanies, but then your little meanies spread out and other meanies become meanies because you were a little meanie and you don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, you hear that, guys? We're little meanies. No. You guys aren't out of touch millionaires. No. We're the meanies. The poverty-stricken meanies at the bottom. Yeah, screw off, man. I love that he's just becoming a carbon copy of Tony.
Making assumptions. The filming and content guidelines here is that anyone who comes here can film. I'm providing you cameras with your rental. So if it's for personal use, great, cool. Film all night. Like, you know what I mean? Share it within your friend group, all that. But if you're gonna post it to social media, if it's up to 3 minutes, you're good, like whatever. But we have to review everything. I'm gonna give you a case in point. We are still aggressively fighting rumors that Annabelle went missing. Some random person made some TikTok with some automatic TikTok voiceover from whatever bedroom they were in whatever part of the world, and it went mega viral, and it created a shitstorm for us, constantly trying to combat that. That was just a random video. So now I have to do everything I can to protect something like that from happening.
I still think that Annabelle going missing thing was either started by Nesper or the movie company and production company, because the movie was coming out. Funny how now you're able to use that as plot armor to explain why you need to charge people for their content if they want to post content, and that you need to threaten them to sue them. And you're using this Annabelle going missing thing as the example as to why. This honestly seems very convenient that this happened, and you're able to use this as an excuse. I honestly think you guys set this Annabelle thing up. By you guys, I mean like Nesper too, because you've probably been talking to them for some time, because you sound like a carbon copy of Tony at this point. Or the movie company did it, because it's a great marketing like gimmick, you know? And they hire marketing firms to do wild crap all the time to promote things. So I wouldn't be surprised.
You have to protect. We just have to make sure that anything anyone is posting is accurate. That's it. Look, have your opinions. Come up to whatever ridiculous concepts and paranormal conclusions that you want. That's my favorite thing to do. Opinions are welcome. Ideas are welcome. Investigation methods and tactics are all welcome. You just have to make sure that you don't come here and be like, this place was open in 1912.
I was going to wait to put this clip in a different video regarding Matt, but we're going to do it twice. We're going to do it here, and I'm going to do it in a future video I'm working on. So Elton is live doing a live investigation in the Warrens' house. Somebody asks, why are there no articles about this gentleman who died in a motorcycle accident after insulting Annabelle? You know, the story that Stevie heavily debunked with proof that these roads didn't exist, that these restaurants weren't open yet. Like, she has debunked that, okay? And this was his answer to it being debunked.
The main question is, why can I find any articles of that young man who died in the motorcycle accident after mocking Annabelle? Maybe I'm gonna be very polite. Maybe you aren't searching the right way. They exist. So yeah, I don't know. A lot of people say things. There's times where I ask my wife to help me find my phone. Just because I can't find it doesn't mean my phone doesn't exist. So that's how I look at that. A lot of people are like, why can't I find this? I'm like, well, did you look in the right places, or did you just type in article motorcycle? You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be rude, but I do get a lot of those of like, I can't find it, so it's not real. And I'm like, that's not how this works. You know? Some guys can't find a clitoris. Still exists. Some guys can't find a clitoris. Still exists.
Classy. Very classy, Elton. You match your best friend Matt quite well there. However, if this article exists, if all these articles exist and the proof of this motorcycle accident exists, then why didn't Nesper ever release it when Stevie was debunking it? Instead, she started getting a bunch of pressure to take down her stuff. They were trying to schmooze her to get her to change her story instead of just providing proof. Guess what? You're there in the house right now? Okay, go bring up the article. Let's see the article. There is no article, Elton. This is the point. So this is the person who's going to tell us what we can and cannot say. You really think he's going to be okay with everything we have to say? So if I went there and told the truth about like Ed and Lorraine and like actually showed proof of stuff, you really would approve it? I really don't think that you would. Let's take a little look-see at their content creation breakdown here. Filming and social media rules. No live streams without permission. No filming for network television without permission. No sponsored content. So your video can't be sponsored by advertisers. So that's helpful for big content creations. No drones. We have neighbors. That's fair. And I actually feel bad for the neighbors. I hope that the neighbors can fight you guys. This is completely unfair to the neighbors. You guys built up these gross fences and stuff too. And the neighbors are very concerned about all these strangers like traipsing around constantly. Filming for personal use in social media is allowed. Please note, all content of any length posted any social media platform must first be reviewed and approved by our team to ensure factual accuracy and respectful intent towards the home. Right there, that prevents us from telling the truth and debunking stuff. Even though you're saying, oh, anyone can have their own opinions, that's fine, we just want to make sure everything's factual. I guarantee you would not allow a debunk in the film, in the social media from that house. Like you won't even let us book it. I 100% guarantee they would never let a debunker even in there. And, respectful intent towards the home, museum, and the Warrens themselves. So yeah, of course. Since we debunk the Warrens and we often call them grifters, you're not going to let that into a video. Additionally, we have to ensure that copyright or trademark content is not used, and that's fair. And you don't need to do that as the location owner as well. Don't pretend like you own the trademark to the Conjuring universe. That's owned by the studio. Lorraine and Ed sold it to them. You don't own that. The Conjuring universe films have their own lawyers and teams and copyright checker tools and all that. They will come after people for trademark stuff. They will do the copyright takedown notice, and they will take the creator to court if need be. You literally don't have to do anything for that. Don't pretend like you need to pay someone for that. And then using Annabelle Missing as a very convenient excuse for all these extra fees. Okay. So they then say that anyone seeking to create content will be provided stuff like a detailed fact sheet towards the Warrens. So essentially you're going to feed them all the information and make sure that they try not to fact check it. Drone footage of the home, B-roll, the house, museum, and artifacts, large quantity of archival photos and videos of the Warrens found on the internet or not found on the internet. Okay, so like you're essentially going to feed people what you want them to post and not let them post anything that would look bad against the Warrens. The fact that they already have this stuff in writing, like if saying, oh, if content isn't appropriate or, if we don't agree with or whatever, tells me that they're aware of the controversies around the Warrens and they're aware that the Warrens have been debunked because they're pre-putting this in their agreement. The sole purpose is to allow more people to learn from and experience the home and items themselves, but maintaining historical accuracy and respect is our top priority. I don't think you care about accuracy. 2 of the team members will be reviewing it within 72 hours to ensure it meets all guidelines and respectful integrity. The respectful integrity and the vagueness of what you consider respectful is the loophole here. You're not going to allow anyone to tell the truth. Any content that is posted without approval is subject to copyright takedown and legal repercussions for violation of the rental agreement and filming guidelines that will be signed upon arrival. I would like to see this agreement and allow my lawyer to look at it before I spend the night. Honestly, that should be allowed to happen for $2,000 a night. Piece of content under 3 minutes will not result in any additional fees. Content longer than 3 minutes will get a fee, and it's to pay the staff members who are reviewing your content. Dudes, like this is way overpriced. So 3 minutes to 30 minutes, $200. So you're paying your staff $400 an hour to review content. I 100% guarantee you are not paying them that much. Nesper guys, are you getting paid $400 an hour? Here's your time to speak up and ask for a raise. 30 to 1 hour is $300. Okay, $300 an hour. You guys getting paid $300 an hour? I guarantee you're not. 1 hour to 2 hours is $400. 2 hours to 4 hours is $500. And even if we, take 4 hours and split that with the 500, that's like, what, $125 an hour? I 100% guarantee you're still not paying your Nesper guys $125 an hour. There's no way you're paying them that much money. Also, keep in mind that each one of these fees is for each person's content. So if you manage to somehow get 8 people there and you all have YouTube channels, that's 8 times $500 plus the $2,000 a night. And that's if we went like max content, right? So that's $4,000 a night that Elton's going to make off of it. Fees will be charged via the website once the content is submitted. If our team requests changes for factual accuracy or removal of subject matter that demonstrates intentionally disrespectful behavior, that content must be resubmitted until approved. There are no additional fees for additional rounds of approval. If you're looking to live stream, please contact us beforehand. They're going to probably have someone shadowing you and making sure you don't say anything bad. Any production company must contact us beforehand. As content creators ourselves, we believe this is fair balance. Our mission is to preserve their legacy and historical accuracy and maintain the utmost respect for their home museum and artifacts. And let me remind you that Ed said that nobody should be in the museum between, 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. So you're doing a good job at respecting his wishes there. This is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that this isn't going to last. Like, this isn't a fee structure that's going to last. He's trying to prep the audience. He's trying to like get everyone on board with knowing that this is a fair fee, that this is okay. And then all of his fans will come to his rescue and be like, it's fair. It's a fair fee. And yes, I filmed this before the Jason Hawes incident when Elton's fans did come and jump on Jason for questioning fee structures. And this must be why I keep seeing comments on my YouTube's like stuff saying, well, it's split between 8 people. That doesn't matter. If you can't get 8 people, then it's not split between 8 people. Like, who can get 8 friends to come and spend that much, fly out and like actually want to do that? Like, it's just, I don't know of many people that can get 8 people together for that. That is an insane ask of people. I could say like, I see 4 maybe, sometimes 6, some people 6 maybe, but 2 to 4 is usually about normal for content creators and people who are doing ghost investigations. 8 people is crazy. And that's going to be for more like group organizations. And with that usually comes a bus that transports them. Your neighbors are going to love that.
Like, if someone does come in here and they decide to like very quickly, smack an item and our supervisor doesn't see it and then you post it in the video, we have to make sure you're not posting stuff like that too. Look, it's just, we have to do everything we can to just make sure that this place is respected, not only here on the grounds, but then that same respect is shown by the content that goes on the internet.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's the core thing of it. And then the flip side to that is that anyone who is going to make content on the house, we want your content to be the best possible result it can. Part of what we're doing here is as soon as all this is done and all like the pavers are gone, I'll be flying the drone here. I'll be getting daytime and nighttime and dusk and all those types of angles. You'll get my drone footage so you can put into your video. Also, we're not gonna allow drones because we got neighbors. So I'll give you the drone footage for you to have. You don't even need a drone anymore. It's already given to you. Then Evan is gonna be here again once this is all done. He's gonna be shooting B-roll of the entire house, inside, outside, the items, the furniture, all of it. This dude can wizard at cinematography. He's gonna shoot all the B-roll of all the items, and you'll get that as well. I literally just handed it to you. So that also means, like, how many times have we spent like an hour of our investigation just filming B-roll? How many times have we left a location and not have B-roll? We got it for you. And then with that, you'll get a fact sheet with all the information on the house, on the Warrens, their cases, the items, the evidence, any of it, all of it will be yours to use. And additionally,
Make a splash at your next presentation.
we're gonna give you a folder that has all of the archival photos and video clips that we have, so you can supplement that, right? Like, you can be like, we're in Ed and Lorraine's kitchen, and I will give you video footage of Ed and Lorraine in the kitchen discussing cases that you can put into your video. So that's all part of it. And again, hence that kind of filming review fee, you're also getting all that. Evan doesn't work for free. This man works for HBO, okay? This man works for HBO, all right? And also, he's been working with me for like 8 years now. So.
That's interesting. So this guy used to work for HBO, and apparently like Tony and Judy have been talking to HBO about a spin-off series about them being like the next Warrens doing some ghost hunting. That's very interesting. Also, I highly doubt that he's reviewing all the content. It's going to be the Nesper guys, because you need to make sure that all the stuff is factual information, and those guys are the ones that are doing it. I really don't think he's going to be the one reviewing all the content. But I do find that interesting. There's this HBO connection, so that's very convenient, right? And Matt Rife has that HBO connection too. I wonder if Tony used you guys to try to get that through, or if he connected with Matt to sell this house and stuff to you guys too. So that's very interesting. I guess we'll see if that HBO show actually comes out or not.
I just say somewhere saying about me working with HBO with this amazing camera rig, and yet you shoot with
Yeah. So, like, you're also getting that. It's all part of the package, and it's just very annoying when people are like, you're trying to control what we do. Dude, have you ever watched any of my videos? I can't even control myself. Why would I ever put those restrictions upon you guys? The main thing is just be respectful, and,
You're literally putting restrictions on people and controlling what they can say about the history. Like, this guy, he talks circles, and he's talking himself into some very fishy things here. There's a lot of hypocritical stuff coming out of this guy's mouth.
methods you want to use. Protect yourself spiritually. If you do or don't want to, that's your choice. You know what you're getting yourself into when you come here, and that's the end all be all of it. That's pretty much all of the information I can give you. The FAQ section is on the site.
Also, them like looking away at the camera thing. I probably won't include this in my final thing. Them keep looking and thinking they're hearing stuff. First of all, like it's in Connecticut. It's nighttime. It's summer. There's like creatures. There's animals, whatever, running around. With my headphones on, I could hear it, and it's the same sound repeated over. And it sounds like one of those Halloween decorations that goes off. And I'm pretty sure the Ed had stuff like that around the museum. You can even see some stuff go off in the pathway that they opened up.
Bookings will become available. Yes, I know it says sold out on the website right now. That's just because that way you can see all the dates and how much the price of Fridays and Saturdays are a little bit more.
Okay, so weekend rates are gonna cost more. That's how much more than $2,000 a night are you charging for Friday and Saturday? I don't think you can't really book right now. I don't think. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, everything's sold out, but he said that it's sold out because of that. So let's see, November. So November 1st is a Saturday. So an extra $300 for a Saturday and $300, that's probably for a Friday, right? Yeah. So Friday and Saturday, you get charged an extra $300. $300, like the same as like you could rent a room at the Queen Mary too for $300. I know he said $550, but like you could split between two people. That'd be $300, less than $300.
Please do not show up to this house. Not tonight, any night, unless you are the registered overnight guest for the evening, which won't happen until November 1st. Please do not show up here. I'll be honest. We've had to spend more money than we thought on security measures because every time we put up a fence, then people want to try and hop the fence or go around the fence, and we put up another fence and another camera, and it's very difficult because I have to protect this home at all costs, and I have to protect the items and everything else here. And additionally, we're in a neighborhood. I own this house, and therefore this is my house, and these are my neighbors. And I want my neighbors to have a very peaceful life.
Man, if no one was trying to sneak into this house and property before you guys bought it, those neighbors must hate you. Like, they're going to try to freaking shut you down. That they're not going to put up with this crap. If this is new, they are going to freak out. This is Connecticut, man. People get like super Karen.
And enjoy their home and enjoy their area and feel safe and not have to deal with a bunch of cars outside and a bunch of people smoking weed in the middle of the street. And I've asked them to leave like 10 times, and then I go, hey, you can't be in the middle of the street doing this. Like, just please be respectful of the home. I understand that it's cool to see it, but I'm gonna tell you this right now, there's not much to see anymore. The fence is up and the bushes are growing in, and we're putting in some more privacy, shrubbage, greenery. There's nothing to see. Like, I get it, but I just, there's not. Like, we've safety is the top priority, and especially for the people that will be staying here overnight. I don't want anyone to be anywhere near them, and also want to know that anything paranormally that happens isn't potentially just someone just trying to be a little ding dong. Yeah, I mean, the cameras are everywhere now. I mean, there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's at least 17 cameras that are active right now, and there's still a couple more going in. So
that's just in this area.
Yeah, that was the whole perimeter. That's the whole perimeter. Yeah, 17 in just the perimeter. And that doesn't include the museum cameras. So just please don't. That's all. Please, just be kind, be respectful. That's why we're working on the new museum. So that way, if you want to see the items, you can, and you can just show up at 4 p.m. when we open and go in and like get a pleasant, wonderful experience. And it'll be like translated. We'll have like great, because a lot of people that come here don't speak English. Like literally, there's been a lot of people from South America, and they only speak Spanish. So now I know, like, okay, when we get the museum property open, we gotta get it translated. Today I realized that when there was 9 people out front, I was like, oh, you gotta understand me, I don't understand you. I gotta work on this now. So now we gotta figure out how to do our tours. And anyways, hopefully when the next live stream happens, I'll be able to show some new areas. I'm really, really excited for what we're working on here. I think it's gonna be really cool. That was a long intro to all of this.
Needed.
It is unfortunately needed. And again, thank you to everyone that has watched this channel and somehow allowed this to become a reality. It's pretty cool, pretty crazy. Cool?
Yeah.
Good?
Everyone's stoked.
Sweet?
Yeah.
All right.
Fun stuff.
Cool.
If they want to meet up with their friends, they can do it, but
Yep.
we can't do it for them.
We are not allowed to help you organize groups. Unfortunately, under the state law, we are allowed to offer short-term rentals to 1 booking, right? So let's say Jane Doe books it, but Jane Doe has 7 friends. That's up to Jane Doe and those 7 friends to coordinate themselves and figure out who pays Jane Doe, so Jane Doe does the booking.
Yeah, so this is a municipality law thing that they're doing, right? They're trying to follow the law because they can only be an Airbnb, but they cannot help organize tours or organize people because then they would be like a business. So they can't act as a tour company. They can't act as like a business. They can only act as an Airbnb. So they are towing a fine line here with all this stuff, which is also insane. You're charging $2,000 for a night and expecting people to just find 8 people somewhere to do this.
Right now and figure out a group.
Sure,
Go for it, but we
sure.
can't do it.
But yeah, we're not allowed to be involved in that. Otherwise, it starts getting like this weird, different kind of thing. And we want to do everything legally by the books.
Yeah, this is what the neighbors are banking on, that they're going to slip up and make a mistake so they can get rid of them. The neighbors aren't happy, by the way. They've already there's already been news reports and stuff. They've come to the news about it. But the selectman, which I think is like something like a counselor, which is what we have in Canada here, the municipal guy, he's totally like riding their butt. He's kissing their butt. I don't know. He's in love with them, and he's doing all this stuff with them, and he's not listening to his actual like voters. Whenever his election time comes up, good luck to him. People in Connecticut talk, man. And they're not going to be happy with that selectman. And when a new one gets actually elected, because they probably will elect a new one if this one doesn't do anything about this. Like, people in Connecticut don't put up with shit like this. Those of you that don't know, this museum was already shut down once before because the neighbors complained about it. This won't be a new thing. The neighbors will complain again. This will be a constant issue with them.
I just wanted to add this extra thing in the video. And yes, I'm a little bit sick, so I sound a little bit congested here. First off, the Warren's house isn't haunted, right? Like, if it was haunted, it doesn't make sense, because Lorraine and Ed didn't believe in ghosts. All hauntings have to be demons, because people, when they die, they go to heaven or hell or whatever, but they don't stay here. So there's that, first of all. Second of all, the house can't be haunted because the house is blessed and everything that is inside all the artifacts supposedly need to stay in the museum. So the rest of the house wouldn't have anything to investigate, right? It should only be the museum. Third of all, these items are not haunted. They're all just like knickknacks and BS and things that Lorraine collected along the way, or Ed designed, because you can tell his artistic flair in certain pieces in there. Now, point is, when other places sell tickets and let's say like charge $1,000 a night to stay somewhere that has actually had like some paranormal activity happen, some unexplained events, things like that, or even just a history of people passing there, like, you know, an old haunted, let's say like where King Henry, right, took out all of his wives. Places in those castles, they're supposed to be haunted. So if you wanted to stay there by yourself for the night and they charge you $1,000, at least that kind of makes sense. There's a history of it and people have caught things on camera. Do I think that all those things are real hauntings? Not necessarily. I think people just don't debunk anything, and so we end up with a lot of things. But the Conjuring House, for instance, has a history. There is stuff that they've caught on camera with those 24-hour feeds that used to run all the time. The Warrens' house doesn't have a history of being haunted. Nothing's ever been caught on camera. There's no history of anything. They're basing it solely off these artifacts, and these artifacts are all BS, of course. And so when they move the artifacts out of there and put them in a museum, then what are they left with? The Warrens' house that's not haunted. Point is, just use your logic on this a little bit as consumers and figure out that this is not even a haunted attraction. Like, this isn't even a place that has a history of being haunted, and they're still charging $2,000 a night. So I just want to add this addendum on as well when we're discussing other places and trying to compare it to other places that have histories of being haunted, or at least have histories of people catching things, even though they haven't been debunked properly. But anyways, that's sort of the point that else I wanted to add on to this video.
So this is going to be a separate video, I decided, after editing it, because it's far too long and I had too much to say. So I'm going to end this here. This will be some like whatever side video. I really don't want to do any more videos on this topic. I think I've talked it to death already, but you never know what'll happen next. Like the Conjuring House auction, I'm sure there's going to be something that comes out of that too. So I do apologize for like harping on them over like too many videos in a row. I don't like to do that, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to split up some of this stuff because it's too much altogether. So I decided that it should be separate videos. Anyway, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Give me your feedback, blah, blah, blah. And also, if you know of any locations that are doing stuff like this to control the narrative, especially is what I'm most interested in, please do reach out to me and let me know who they are. I would like to do a separate video on this. If it's more than those 2 locations that we discussed today, I would like to do a video on this. Okay.